Hello everyone. In today's world, technology is growing very fast, and we are getting touch with the different new technologies day by day. So there we have one of the blooming technology is an artificial intelligence. It's a branch of computer science, and it is where nowadays we are going for blooming the artificial intelligence. So here it is saying that artificial intelligence is nothing but we are creating an intelligent machines. That is, we are utilizing in a different varieties purposes. Artificial intelligence is roaming everywhere. Like we are also utilizing in self-driving cars, playing a music, painting, etc. etc. So it is a kind of blooming technology. It is a creating a new evolution in a computer science field. Then we are going to understand that what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is nothing but it's a combination of two words if you observe, right? One is that artificial, second one is an intelligence. So first we are understand what you mean by artificial. Artificial is saying that it is not done by naturally, right? It is nothing but it is a human made. It is human made. It is not done by naturally. So then what do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is nothing but I'm giving like a thinking capability. Thinking capability. Imagine there's a kind of building is an IT company. In the IT company, as we know about computer system is also there. And as well as we have the humans, right? So for an example, the building ignite a fire, get into fire. Automatically what he do here, as we know about like a person is there human, so that moment he thought that fire is a dangerous place. He grabbed the information and he tried to what is that he take a decisions, right? I need to escape or I need to run away from here because it's a dangerous place. That is based on the situation he taking a decisions, right? But then the IT company we also have a systems, right? But what to do in that moment, that system, it will go for run, like escape from the building or run away from the building? No, right? So that moment you to only stay there only. That is the thing we are saying, that whatever the system compute to, it only follow the instructions. It doesn't have any kind of thinking capability or decision making, right? Also we known as what is a thinking power. The machine doesn't have, right? But as we know about in artificial intelligence, we are going there to create an intelligent machine to think like a humans, right? So then we can say that artificial intelligence is a man-made thinking power. Man-made thinking power. We are creating intelligent machines. As we know about that, it is not a kind of new technology. It is a kind of things. It has to be introduced or argue the foundation in the 1950 by Alan Turing. So Alan Turing will produce a paper in a conference that is nothing but computing, a title, computing machinery and intelligence. But he will give the foundations regarding artificial intelligence. But the John McCarthy in the 1956, he has to be host the Dartmouth Summer Research Project as a artificial intelligence, established it as a new field. But he will give the foundation. But John McCarthy is saying that it's a new field. It's the things has to be in a revolution. So that's why the John McCarthy we known as father of AI. What is the father of AI? Is a John McCarthy. AI means what? Artificial intelligence. right? The artificial intelligence means what? We are giving thinking capacity or thinking capability or thinking power to the machines, right? Everything is not need not to be a pre-programmed. It should be learned through the experience, learning, problem solving, decision making capacity we are going to build in the systems. So that is we known as what? Artificial intelligence. As we know about that, based on that, we are going to define the give the definition for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as I mentioned, is a computer science branch. And as I mentioned, we are going for what? We are creating an intelligent machine which can able to think, taking capable of making a decisions, right? That is, we are saying that what? Behave like a human, or also we known as a mimic like a human being, replication of a humans, right? And also think like a human. Think like a human means what? We are able to thinking capability we have. We are able to take a decisions, right? We need to enhance this feature for whom? For the systems. So right, so that is we are saying that it is an artificial intelligence. Next, we are going to know that what is an importance of artificial intelligence. As we know about artificial intelligence, we are going for to solve kind of real world problems. To solve what? A real world problems. It should be go for that. That is we known as a use, and also its value should be used. And next is to is an unimaginable, where the survival of a human can be risk, but we can utilize the artificial intelligence to work for that, replacing that kind of situation of the humans, right? And also it's a well organized and well formatted, and it is a changing constantly means that is a real world problems. Now every day it will be changing, we need to solve it. And also it's nothing but what is I'm giving a knowledge for the system how it is gained. So that is we are gaining what? Through the possible by people, right? Who is providing that one. As we know about, we have a like assistant Google, like virtual assistant like a Siri, right? Cortana is there. What is that? Whatever we are giving the information to that, it will based on that information will work on that. So every day we are asking in a different ways, in a different kind of ways we can able to ask Siri for virtual assistants. It will be learned, and also it will go forward easily modifiable and correct the errors. So it can able to easily modify it. It can able to fix the errors. Even I make it a spelling mistakes, automatically it correct it, right? Like in ChatGPT. Why if I will go for while pronunciation is not correct, but Siri will automatically correct what I'm going to say, right? So that is saying that, and also it's very useful in many situations, but it is though it is an incomplete or accurate. The thing is that if we are enhancing the thinking capability for machines, but we can utilize in a many situations, but sometimes we are also facing some kind of problems, right? As we know about the major drawback of an artificial intelligence, it doesn't have any emotions like a human. It's a machine, right? So that is we are going to there. This is the importance factor we need to understand, and what is an efficacy of utilizing of an artificial intelligence. So as we know about that, whenever you're going for training a computer, that moment we need to go for instructing a computer through the programs, right? So that moment what it will be do based on my programming, it will follow that instruction. Programming is nothing but I'm giving an instruction to the computer what it need to be do, right? So that is here we are going to understand that what is without AI in a program or with AI in a programs, right? It only follow the instruction, that's it doesn't have any thinking capability. So as we know about, without I'm not using any kind of, I'm not enhancing AI in a programming. So that moment what? It will go for specific questions. If you're answering any kind of questions there, that should be specific, which I was already trained. It not think beyond that. But when it comes to the with AI programming, that is with AI programming, that moment it will go for the generic answers. Even I'm not trained now, because based on the learning, based on what I trained, so based on that it will be learned, it will go for generic answers. right? But here what? Without using a programming AI, it is leads to change in its structure. Suppose I need to change this minute, a spite of things are only the few lines is there, but it is affecting what? I need to change the structure of the programming itself. But we are enhancing with AI, I can only change the piece of information, but it should not affect the structure, right? But as I mentioned, without using AI, it is not easy to change the program, and it is not quickly we can able to change the programs. It will take what, as I mentioned, program, it is affecting the program. As I mentioned, the structure is nothing but what? The programs. But here with using AI, if we can easily and quickly modify the programs, right? So this is we say that in the artificial intelligence saying that we are not doing everything is pre-programmed, it's not necessary. Only that what? It can also through the learning, through the experience, machine can able to learn, right? So that is the enhancing there in artificial intelligence. We are creating that intelligent machine which we have thinking capability, our thinking power in that, our decision making in that. Thank you.